The rituals of Sanatana Dharma draw a lot of flack for wasting food resources like milk, honey, and fruits. There's always this argument that pops up saying that these substances could have been used to feed the less privileged instead. This argument stems out of an assumption that the offerings being made are purely symbolic, an assumption that their significance lies only at the level of thought and emotion. Despite there being a much deeper significance behind the offering of prana or energy-rich substances to a deity which has been consecrated through a process of prana pratishtha, we cannot deny the fact that some people actually do drag on some of these processes to a ridiculous level. Despite all of this, did you know that there exists a process called as Manasa Puja? This is a process of visualizing the offerings being made within one's own self. Instead of using external substances to energize the deity being worshipped, this is a process where one can make oneself into an offering to the divine, thereby directly invoking divinity into one's own self. The best part about this process of worship is that it can be performed at any time by anybody without any prior preparation or setup. All one needs is an open mind and the necessary know-how of the chant in order to do this. Composed by Jagadguru Sri Adi Shankaracharya, Shiva Manasa Puja is a compilation of 5 shlokas. The first 4 are composed in a poetic meter called as Shardula Vikriditam. This means the play of a tiger. And the last shloka is composed in a poetic meter called as Malini. This means a garland. Shlokas composed in Shardula Vikriditam have 76 syllables with 19 syllables in each line. The movement of this meter is something like this. Na 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 na. With this background, let us now learn the pronunciation and the meaning of the first shloka of Shiva Manasa Puja. Ratnaih kalpitamasanam himajalai snanam cha divyambaram nanaratna vibhushitam mrigamada modankitam chandanam jati champaka bilva patra rachitam pushpam cha dhupam tatha deepam devadayanidhe pashupate hritkalpitam grihyatam. The meaning of this shloka is Deva, O Lord, Dayanidhe, who is a treasure of compassion, Pashupate, who is a lord of all creatures in bondage, Grihyatam, please accept, Ratnaihi Kalpitam Asanam, a seat encrusted with jewels, Himajalaihi Snanam, a bath from the holy waters of the Himalayas, Divyambaram, celestial garments, Nana Ratna Vibhushitam, etched with various kinds of jewels, Chandanam, sandalwood paste, Mrigamada Modankitam, mixed with the musk of a deer, Pushpam, flowers, Jati Champaka Bilva Patra Rachitam, containing Jati and Champaka flowers and Bilva leaves, Dhupam, incense, Tatha, Deepam, and a bright oil lamp, Hrit Kalpitam, which I have created in my heart. The gist of this shloka is, O compassionate Lord Shiva, who rules over the creatures bound to the cycles of life and death, accept my offering of a seat encrusted with jewels, a bath from the holy waters of the Himalayas, celestial garments edged with various kinds of jewels, fragrant sandalwood paste mixed with the musk of a deer, refreshing incense and a bright oil lamp, all of which I have created in my heart. In one of our previous videos, I talked about the real meaning and significance of puja and the 16 kinds of offerings that can be made in this process, which are called as Shodashopacharas. As you might have already noticed, this shloka covers the first 7 offerings of Asanam, Snanam, Vastram, Chandanam, Pushpam, Dhupam and Deepam, all in that precise order. Due to the lack of external substances for support in this process, the clarity with which one can visualize these upacharas and the sense of offering one feels towards this process play a significant role in how effectively this puja is performed. The second shloka of Shiva Manasa Puja 2 is composed in the 76 syllabic meter called as Shardula Vikriditam. This poetic meter has 19 syllables in each line and its tune goes as follows. Na 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 na. Let us now look at the pronunciation of the second shloka. Sauvarne navaratna khanda rachite patre ghritam payasam bhakshyam panchavidham payodadhiyutam rambhaphalam panakam शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु. The meaning of this shloka is, Prabho, O Lord, Svikuru, please accept. Ghritam payasam, payasam made with ghee. Sauvarne patre, in a vessel made of gold. Navaratna khanda rachite, and encrusted with 9 jewels. These 9 jewels are Manikyam, ruby, Mukta, pearl, Vidrumam, red coral, Marakatam, emerald, Pushparajam or Pushyaragam, yellow sapphire, Vajram, diamond, Neelam, blue sapphire, Gomedam, hessonite, and Vaidurium, cat's eye. These 9 jewels have a physiological correlation with the Nadi Vyavastha of the human body and can be put to use in specific aspects of human well-being. Panchavidham, 5 types, Bhakshyam, eatables. These 5 kinds of edible substances are mentioned in Ayurveda as Bhojyam, Bhakshyam, Shoshyam, Peyam and Lehyam. These cover the various kinds of preparations that can be made in food substances. Rambhaphalam Panakam, a drink made of bananas. Payodadhiyutam, mixed with milk and curd. Ruchikaram Jalam, delicious water. Shakanam Ayutam, mixed with various herbs. Tambulam, betel leaves. Karpura Khandojvalam, with pieces of edible camphor. Maya Virachitam, that I have created. Bhaktya, with devotion. Manasa, within my mind. The gist of this shloka is, O Lord, with utmost devotion, I make the following offerings within my own mind. Delicious and rich payasam in a grand vessel encrusted with 9 kinds of jewels. 5 types of food preparations, milk, curd and delicious fruits and drinks. Fresh water flavored with various herbs and betel leaves sprinkled with edible camphor. I pray that you accept these. As I mentioned before, due to the lack of external substances for support, the clarity with which one visualizes these upacharas and the sense of offering one feels towards this process play a significant role in how effectively this puja is performed. As you might have already noticed, the offerings made in this shloka are Naivedyam, Jalam and Tambulam in that order. With the 7 upacharas that have already been offered in the previous shloka, a total of 10 offerings have now been made. In the next shloka, we shall look at the final 6 upacharas of Shiva Manasa Puja. I will now chant the shloka one more time. You can chant it along with me and correct your pronunciations if needed. Sauvarne navaratna khanda rachite patre ghritam payasam bhakshyam panchavidham payodadhiyutam rambhaphalam panakam शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु. By the end of last 2 shlokas, 10 out of the 16 offerings of Shodashopachara Puja have been offered through a process of Manasa Puja or internal form of worship. In this 3rd shloka of Shiva Manasa Puja, we finish offering the last 6 upacharas. Let us now learn this shloka completely with its correct pronunciation and a detailed exploration of its meaning. Chhatram chamarayoryugam vyajanakam chadarshakam nirmalam Veena bheri mridanga kahalakala geetam cha nrityam tatha Sashtangam pranatistutir bahuvidha hetat samastam maya Sankalpena samarpitam tava vibho pujam grihana prabho. The meaning of this shloka is, Vibho, O all-pervading Lord, Maya Sankalpena, with my intent, Tava Samarpitam, I offer to you, Etat Samastam, all the following things. Chhatram, the services of holding an umbrella. Vyajanakam, waving a hand fan. Chamarayor Yugam, made from the clean hair of a yak. Adarshakam, holding a mirror. Nirmalam, that is spotless. Geetam Chanrityam, song and dance. Veena Bheri Mridanga Kahalakala, with the resounding sounds of instruments like veena and mridangam. Sashtangam, a prostration with all my 8 limbs. Pranatihi, bowing down in surrender. Stutir Bahuvidha, and various kinds of praise. Prabho, O Lord. Pujam Grihana, accept my worship. The gist of this shloka is, O all-pervading Lord, with my intent I offer you my services of holding an umbrella, waving a hand fan, and holding a mirror. I shall play music and perform dance to please you. I prostrate before you with all my being, praising you in various ways. Please accept this internal puja of mine. In this shloka, the last 6 offerings are made, completing the process of Shodashopachara or 16 offerings puja. The next 2 shlokas address the Lord who has been now invoked and satisfied with worship. As always, due to the lack of external substances for support, the clarity with which one can visualize these upacharas and the sense of offering one feels towards this process play a significant role in how effectively this puja is performed. I will now chant the shloka one more time. You can chant it along with me and correct your pronunciation if needed. Chhatram chamarayoryugam vyajanakam chadarshakam nirmalam veena bheri mridanga kahalakala geetam cha nrityam tatha sashtangam pranatistutir bahuvidha hetat samastam maya sankalpena samarpitam tava vibho pujam grihana prabho. After having performed the Shodashopachara puja in the last 3 shlokas, with this shloka, the sadhaka invokes divinity into one's own self, identifying oneself with the deity of worship. In this video, let's learn the correct pronunciation of this shloka and explore its complete meaning. Atma tvam girijamate sahachara prana shariram griham pujate vishayopabhoga rachana nidra samadhisthitihi sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarvagiro yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. The meaning of this shloka is, Shambho, O Lord Shambhu, Tvam, you, Atma, are my very state of being. Matihi, my mind, Girija, is your consort, Devi Parvati. Pranaha, my vital life energies, Sahacharaha, are your followers. Shariram, my body, Griham, is your abode. Vishayopa Bhoga Rachana, my indulgence in the senses. Te Puja, is your ritual. Nidra, my sleep. Samadhi Sthitihi, is your state of meditativeness. Sancharaha Padayoho, the wanderings of my feet. Pradakshina Vidhi, is your circumambulations. Sarva Giraha, all my speech. Stotrani, is the song of your praise. Yadyat Karma Karomi, whichever action that I perform. Tat Tat Akhilam, each and every bit of it. Tava Aradhanam, is in your worship. The gist of this shloka is, O Lord, my very being is you. My mind is your consort. My life energies are your followers, and my body is your abode. My indulgence in sensory pleasures is your ritual, and my sleep is your meditative state. My wanderings are your circumambulations, and all the sounds that I utter is the song of your praise. O Shambho, each and everything that I do is in your worship. This shloka is a pinnacle of the state of the devotee and embodies the entire essence of puja in Sanatana Dharma. This is a clear indication of our understanding that the offerings and worship that is done is not to please someone up above, an understanding that the possibility of being divine like a deva or demonic like an asura, both of these are within the reach of a human being. It is this very principle that can be seen across all scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. The wording might vary slightly, but the core principle remains that the choice to elevate oneself into a divine possibility or to degrade oneself to a lower state of existence is entirely in one's own hands. The entire chapter of Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga of Bhagavad Gita deals with these kinds of choices. Coming back to Shiva Manasa Puja, the first 3 shlokas form a set, and these shlokas can't be chanted separately. The 4th and 5th shlokas, however, could be chanted individually based on different situations. The 4th shloka especially serves as a reminder of the most popular phrase Shivoham, meaning I am the all-pervading eternity, which is Shiva. It even goes on to describe various human faculties, ascribing them with various relationships to the divinity within. One can chant this shloka in whichever situation and time one is in, remembering the divine possibility of a human birth and constantly remain in grace. I will now chant this shloka one more time. You can chant it along with me and correct your pronunciations if needed. Atma tvam girijamate sahachara prana shariram griham pujate vishayopabhoga rachana nidra samadhisthite sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarvagiro Yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. As I keep repeating, the process of ritualistic worship in Sanatana Dharma is not just at the level of thought and emotion. Since powerful combination of chants and offerings are made that establish a certain energy field during these processes, it is necessary that these processes are performed with a lot of integrity. However, human error is unavoidable in so many different ways, and inevitably a few mistakes are bound to happen, be it in the utterance of sounds, the kind of offerings made, the physical and mental state one is in, and so many other internal and external factors. In order to remedy such mistakes, certain shlokas and processes called as aparadha kshamapanam are placed either in the beginning or end of these kinds of pujas. This 5th shloka of Shiva Manasa Puja is such a verse which has been composed to invoke the merciful aspects of Lord Shiva in order to remedy any mistakes that might have happened in this process. In this video, let's learn this shloka with correct pronunciation and an in-depth exploration of its meaning. This shloka is probably even more famous than its predecessor that we learned in the previous video. It is composed in the poetic meter called as Malini. Shlokas in Malini Chandas have a total of 60 syllables with 15 syllables in each line. Each line has 2 groups of 3 short syllables in the beginning called as Naganaha, 1 group of 3 long syllables called as Maganaha in the middle, followed by 2 groups of a short syllable followed by 2 long syllables called as Yaganaha. We'll learn more about these groups and their significance when we explore the Alankara Shastra. For now, let us learn one of the ways of chanting the 5th shloka. Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va shravana nayanajam va manasam va paradham vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva jaya jaya karunabdhe. जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. The meaning of this shloka is Shri Mahadeva Shambho, O Lord of Lords Shambhu, Kshamasva, please forgive, Sarvam etat aparadham, any and all of these mistakes, Kara Charana Kritam, performed with my hands, Kara or feet, Charana, Vak Kayajam, born out of my speech, Vak, or bodily action, Kayajam, Karma Jamva, or born out of my karma, Shravana Nayana Jamva, or born out of my sense of hearing, Shravana, or sight, Nayana, Manasamva, or mistakes committed in my mind, Manas, Vihitam Avihitam Va, either knowingly Vihitam or unknowingly Avihitam, Karunabdhe, O ocean of mercy, Jaya Jaya, may you ever be victorious. The gist of this shloka is, O Lord of Lords, if in this process of Manasa Puja I have committed any mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly, with my hands or feet, speech or action, hearing or through sight, or even through my thought, O ocean of mercy, Lord Shambho, forgive all of it. Doing a quick recap, Shiva Manasa Puja, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, is a powerful ritualistic process that one can perform internally without the need for any external substances. It has 5 shlokas, with the first 4 being composed in a 76-syllabic poetic meter called as Shardula Vikriditam, and the last one in a 60-syllabic poetic meter called as Malini. The first 3 shlokas describe 16 different kinds of offerings called as Shodashopacharas in a specific order. The fourth shloka describes various human faculties correlating their relationship with the divinity within. This serves as a constant reminder that the object of worship is not different from one's own self. The fifth and the final shloka is the Aparadha Kshamapanam, which remedies any mistakes that might have happened knowingly or unknowingly in the process of puja. I will now chant this 5th shloka one more time. You can chant it along with me and correct your pronunciations if needed. Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va Shravana nayanajam va manasam va paradham Vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambho. I hope you found this series of videos useful. If you wish to support the production of more videos like these, consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon or make a one-time contribution through these options. Also, consider subscribing to the Sanskrit channel, where we explore hidden gems in the vast world of diverse Sanskrit literature. See you in the next video. Namaskaram.